finna do that when I drink my coffee.
I don't understand why people do that. I do it too. It's a.
I did it because my mom and grandpa did it.
It's a thing. Oh, look at that. There we are. Woo! Hey.
Is that us?
Yes, sir. Look, I feel like we're riding low today, man.
I got this brace on under my shirt. It makes me look all deformed.
It makes it look like you're packing.
Packing a sack of taters.
Packing some taters. Welcome in. See, I don't like the lighting. Tyler Fordyce has my other camera. I told him because Alpha had a game last night, and he borrows one of the cameras for the games. But he's such a good dude. He always brings it back, and he's got a little baby at home, 6 months old, and it's hard being out. And then he's helping us here and out first, and those games, they don't get out early. It's usually 10 o'clock before you get all your equipment packed up, and then you got to go home. And he said, well, I'll bring that camera back by the church so you can use it in the morning. I said, don't worry about it, man. So it's just Billy and I, so we're just going to go one angle. Yeah. So that is where the camera is this morning.
I'm going to start going to those Alpha games because that's right there by my house. You've said that's actually pretty fun to watch.
Oh, that's 6 man. I never thought anything of it. And not knocking it. I just never thought anything of it. I thought before I came to Huntsville, I heard a 6 man. I said, man, that sounds boring. It just sounds, and you know why? Because it's different, because we're not used to it.
Yeah.
And then I went to an Alpha game, and I absolutely fell in love with the play, how it works. It's like arena football for high school with extra flair, if that makes any sense. I don't know how to describe it any better than that. The confusing part is, though, they only play on an 80-yard field versus 100. And so they go back and they mark the field with the sideline markers. Even though the field will say 50, it's really the 40.
Oh.
So you have to be careful when you're looking at it. And then the end zones.
Even their home field is that way?
I don't think their home field is.
Okay.
I've seen it, but
seems like they would set that up for the way they wanted it.
But a lot of them aren't. A lot of these schools will play at a nice academy or something. Like in Bryan College Station, there's an academy there, a private school.
Allen Academy.
That's a perfect example.
Did some work for them.
But they'll move and then the end zones are really confusing. So they'll move the end zones into that final 10 yards. So from your 10-yard line to the goal line is your actual end zone when they use the 100-yard field. You picking up what I'm putting down?
I'm picking it up. I just don't know why they would do that.
Yeah, it's hard to. Well, it's when they.
I don't mind the shorter field, but it's.
And maybe they do it so they can rent out the facility to bigger school. I don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe.
But it's fun, and man, they'll run the score up. The best thing about it, I think, if you're up by like 48 at halftime, the coaches can decide to end the game.
Oh wow, it moves that fast.
Yeah, it moves really fast.
But same point system.
Same. No, it's different point system. It's weird. You get 6 for the touchdown, and I hope I'm getting this right. You only get 1 point for a 2-point conversion, but you get 2 points for a field goal. There's something to do with that it's more difficult. And then
who would want to do a 2-point, 1-point conversion?
Yeah, most of them will.
Unless you don't have a kicker.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, and I think that's why it's more points. Maybe, I don't know. But then the other thing is they play on that 80-yard field. And instead of 10 yards, it's 15 for a first down. So your math gets all messed up. And the first time I was watching one of those games, I had no idea what was going on. It took me a minute to get in there, and start to figure out, okay, well, this is the way. This is the law of the land is what it was, Billy. So, well, hey, we do want to welcome all of you again. Thanks for hanging out with us here on a very Friday. Billy, good to see you, brother. Missed you last week, buddy. Thanks for – Billy gave me a day off. Billy will call in sometimes, and it ain't because of a day off. It's because you got a family you're taking care of. But, man, last week was just one of those weird – poor Braylon, had the accident, so she was with me all week. And then no, she was with me this week. She had the accident on Friday, so never mind. Bridget was working all week, and – it was just a tiring week. This week's been a little bit better. Braylon was actually with me a couple of days this week. She had an accident on Friday, had to go to the ER while I was at the Newton calling that New Waverly game. And just last week I was just ran down because Bridget had like 3 supposed to be 12-hour shifts, and the poor thing, it's a great job she has, but sometimes she just works 14, 15 hours. and doesn't get a lunch break. And so it ends up being a really long day for her. And I was just wore out, picking up kids and working and going home with the kids. And I needed a couple of breaks, and I wasn't feeling good last week. So thank you, Billy. Long story. Thank you for when I messaged you, I said, hey, I'm not feeling good.
Thank you for doing things.
Thank you. We are here, though. Welcome in, episode number 608. As we continue promoting and celebrating the good, big thank you. I'm looking for the camera right here, and it's right here.
Oh, it gives me a clearer view of the clock over there.
Yeah, you can start hitting me at 8:25. Like, come on, man.
We're done. Wrap it up. We're not strong enough to make it on our own. You're worried encouraging.
We appreciate all of you. Big thank you to Elliot Herzlich, Elliot's Jewelers. He's online at elliotsjewelers.com, and also, of course, here on this very faithful Friday, Billy Cauthen, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. I know Jason last week, too. He's usually with me on Tuesdays. He told me that he was serving a family all the way up in Dallas. And there was a family in Dallas that he was helping out, and he got in pretty late. And I mentioned that on the show Tuesday about y'all's commitment to helping folks no matter where they are. What's the farthest you can think of that maybe you've personally traveled to deliver something or to be with a family?
Me personally?
Yeah. Well, I got on a plane, flew to Cancun.
No. I mean, for like me leaving the funeral home and going somewhere and bringing someone into our care, I mean, I've scooped off into Louisiana a time or two.
Boudin, like on the way or after?
It's crazy because whenever you go somewhere like that, you get all excited. You're like, oh, yeah, man, I'm going to get this or get that. And you wind up going to some podunk town who's in the middle of having a frog leg festival, and they've shut the gas station down for the frog leg festival, so you're not even able to get gas.
Plenty of frog legs.
Yeah, that was at the deal, and yeah, that was a long story. Anywho, but I've had people that work for us. I've sent them into New Mexico and further to bring loved ones back. So
I know it's a tough business. It's a good business, but it's a tough business. There's a lot.
Done Colorado.
Oh, really?
A time or two, yeah.
Wow. I know there's a lot. I don't know. Just from you, the things that you've told me is the only knowledge that I have about how tough the business is. And it's one of those deals where it's not an 8 to 5.
No.
Yeah. People don't decide to pass away between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
No, they definitely don't schedule that stuff.
Yeah. But y'all do excellent work, man. I just wanted to thank you as a friend for all that you do. I hear so many people in the community, and I want to encourage folks. You have a lot of choices throughout Walker County and surrounding areas of where you can go when that time comes for your loved one. Choose Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. I'm not saying it because Billy's here and they sponsor this program. I'm saying it because I've known him. I've known Greg long before they ever sponsored anything that was giving me financial gain. And you guys have been incredible friends, and I've just seen firsthand the work that y'all do. And I always remind people, Billy, I said this to somebody the other day. It's funny how things always come back. You were the first person I called. Y'all didn't help with my dad in Georgetown, but you were still the first person that I called, and you gave me some solid advice that meant the world to me, Billy. And I don't know if you realize how much of an impact that made on me, because I distinctively, when you attach emotion to a situation, you never forget that situation. You never forget that event. And I distinctively remember driving down East Esperada Drive in Georgetown, Texas. I didn't even know the name. It was right outside of Bridget's parents' house. I got in Bridget's car, or in my car, and I left Bridget's parents' house. And the first thing I did was I called you. And I was bawling, brother. I didn't know what to do. I said, man, I ain't going to call this guy crying on the phone, but I don't know who else to call, man. And
It's okay. We speak crying.
Yeah, it's okay. And
It's okay.
And anyways, I called you, and you told me what to do. You said go in there and sit with him, and I was scared, man. I didn't want to see my dad like that. I was scared. And then I wish we were under y'all's care, because they came in and told me some stuff that like really made me more scared. Because my dad, I won't go into the details, but he had pretty frail skin, and they were like, well, we've had to put these arm things on him. They made it sound like it was this huge deal.
Yeah.
That I was going to walk in and be like, oh, and it wasn't anything like that, to be honest. I guess they were preparing me for the worst of the worst, and then it wasn't nothing, So, and then on top of that, I preached my dad's funeral, Billy, and then and they're good people. Don't get me wrong, but they're not Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. I preached my dad's funeral 10 minutes before the service. They're asking me how to help with the music. And I'm like, I'm the one doing my dad's service, and you're asking me how to load up music?
No, sir. We have that worked out days in advance.
Yeah, no joke, man. So,
well, you know, it tickles me. I'll, have someone will pass, and the family will call, and we'll sit down and we'll discuss, different things, and pricing is one of them. And they're like, oh, well, Jimmy Crackcorn's mother passed away, and their place over there did it for half that, and we're going to use them. Okay. And then that same family calls me back a day later. Oh my God, we're over here, and that's not what they told us. Is not what they're telling us now.
Mm-hmm.
They got to adding all this stuff on, and I'm like, yeah, seems like I tried to warn y'all about that. And they're like, well, can you come get Mom from them? On the way. 100%,
yeah.
And it's like that in every other business. These, car lots or whoever. $13.99. Then you get there and they try to do that stuff when we bought Jacqueline's car. It's this online, and then he sits down with that. And I even told the little sales guy, I said, if you sit down and write numbers on a piece of paper, circle it and spin it around, I am knocking your ass out. And what did that little guy do? And then spun it. Okay. You son of a gun. Told you not to do that.
They do it.
They do it. And they do it in the funeral business too. People, they'll tell you, oh, it's, 1995. And then you get there, and then you find out that 1995 was a starting, and then you got to buy this and buy this. And Daddy deserves the best. And, and then next thing you know, you're like $7,000, and you're calling me up, hey, you were only half that.
Can you imagine?
I try to tell y'all, this is everything. Up front, here it is. I don't hide anything. Live, work, and worship right here. I'm going to see you again.
I just had an idea. Can you imagine if every aspect of a funeral home ran like a traditional car business, where you've got a lot shark?
You want
out
Grandma to have floor mats?
No. So instead of a lot shark, you got a guy wandering around the hospital halls.
Yeah. Apparently they frown on that.
So just imagine this for a moment, Billy. You're wandering around the hospital halls. You're constantly talking to the nurses. Is it almost there? Well, he's getting close. He's active. All right. Well, I'm actively waiting.
Well, it's like with an EMT crew, an ambulance or whatever, the paramedics, dependent med crew, whatever. When they hand a patient off to the hospital, they have to give them a report, like pulse, respiration, all that type of stuff. Could you imagine that guy be like, hey, I need an update?
Yeah,
he's got his charts out. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
He's in the middle of it, and then.
So what are y'all giving him for that?
Well, if a little bit more, it'll go a little bit quicker, And then on top of that, and I know this is a morbid thing, but in the industry, Billy, you've taught me too. You gotta just you do what you do wholeheartedly, but you also have to find a way to enjoy it.
Oh, we gotta laugh to keep from crying.
Yeah,
sometimes.
That's it. I like the way. See, I love the way you word stuff. So here's the other part. And then when you get there, you got a glass room, all right? That's your financial guy. He's in that glass, the real high. Why do they always have the high counter at the car dealership with the
Oh, it's got them like on a pedestal.
The drafting chairs. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
So you go in there, you're sitting down with the family, Billy, and you're going over the numbers. Well, do you want this? And then you do this thing.
You flip.
You put it in front of them, and then you do this. And then you feel good. And then the family goes, well, all right, well, let me go talk to my financial guy.
Let me go talk to my manager.
You pick up the piece of paper, your manager.
Walk out, have a cup of coffee, come back in.
Yeah. All right, and then you have a new number written in circle.
Driving a hard bargain.
All right. Well, Ronnie said he could do this today.
Yeah, no.
And then after you get through all that, you finally get to an agreement, right? Then you go to the well, I got to send you to the finance guy. He's going to talk to you about extra insurance. He's going to talk to you about more life insurance for your other family because y'all didn't have it for this one, so you don't want to make the same mistake.
Well, and you want to get an extended warranty on that casket, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
What if it breaks down?
Yeah, you need a vault. You didn't get a vault. We're going to get all that, okay? And then by the time you're done, you're there for 8 hours. And then
you're so tired, you're willing to sign whatever just to get out of there. Yeah, no.
Then you leave and you feel hosed after. You get in it, you see what you got, and then you realize I didn't need all that. Then you realize you got hosed. Mm-hmm. Have you ever?
But they know what they're doing because then and I'm moving off of caskets and on the cars
Yeah.
now. You get used to all those luxuries in that car, so when it comes time to get a new car, you're not going to go down a model because you're used to that model. So.
And here's the thing on the car part. You get sold on all these features that you think you need, and the majority of them you never even use.
Yeah,
There's
very
a
true.
ton of stuff you don't need. But I will say this, on our little Hyundai Santa Fe, there are features in that thing that I absolutely use. One of them is that adaptive cruise control. That booger will, and you can set the distance so it'll slow down sooner or later. If you set that adaptive cruise control, that booger will stop when cars stop in front of you and start going when they start going. It also not only has the lane change, where it bounces you back. If you go, it'll go toot-toot, and it brings you back in. That thing has got steering as well, so it lines up in between the lanes. So if you put on the adaptive cruise control and the lane steering, you can get on the road and just cruise. But I don't trust it 100. But you still, you know what I'm saying?
Whatever happened to days to carbureted engines, manual steering, standard transmissions, a lit Marlboro and a window down?
A 260.
We're not driving anymore. We do not enjoy the art of driving anymore.
Well, that my grandma or my dad called it a 260.
Yeah, both windows down, 60 miles an hour.
And that was back when the cars had the suicide window. Is that what they called them?
Vent window.
Vent window.
Hey, let me tell you, vent windows, I wish those would make a comeback because those things are worth their weight in gold.
Boy, that'd put the wind in you.
Yeah, if you could tune that thing. Well, two things. If you tuned it just right, you could really get some air flowing in. Because we had Ford pickups, and they had the little vent windows, and that was. But also on the way to school in the morning, if you're trying to irritate shit out of your dad, you can take that vent window and open it just enough to make it whistle. Yeah.
That'll get him going. I haven't thought about
open or close.
That's my dad used to say that about the door at the house. We're not cooling the whole neighborhood.
Oh, mama's in or out.
Well, the thing is, you know how you start talking and it starts jarring memories that you had no idea that you even remembered?
Yeah, because I wasn't thinking about vent windows until just
No. And you just jarred a memory of mine distinctively that I remember on my grandmother's. She had a Chevelle Malibu. My brother has it now. My brother's been fixing it up, getting it going again. But I remember she had those vent windows. For some reason, I always called them suicide windows. I don't know if that's right. That's one of those Robisms. I just make up something and think.
There's a suicide door.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I don't know where I've came up with that. It's wrong probably. But I distinctively remember, and I never even questioned it until now. I distinctively remember my grandmother's Malibu had those windows, and on the passenger side, she had stuffed cardboard up in there to keep it latched because the
little latches would wear out.
It got loose, yeah. Mm-hmm. So she put cardboard, and I never even thought about asking her. I never thought about it, but I remember seeing. Now the memory just jogged that I remember Grandma had cardboard in that thing to hold that thing shut, man. Oh,
because your old trucks would have that, and they would also they would have a knob that you could pull or a lever.
Oh yeah, the little one. They cranked it.
It would open up like a flap down on the by the dash, and it would catch air coming that way.
See, I remember. I don't know if it was. It may have been my grandmother's Malibu. I think it was her car. She had the old crank windows, but then up higher a little bit and more towards the front of that door, there was a smaller little crank, and that smaller one is what turned this. A lot of them were just manual.
Yeah.
But in her car, it had that little one, and that little one is what you talking about. What a mechanical night. That was what you had to worry about back then mechanically. That's all you had to worry about. Is it the window knob broke?
Yeah, but you know what you didn't have to worry about?
All the electrical junk. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. That was it. That was a good thing. That's all you had to worry about was that stinking handle breaking. Well, the handle broke. Guess we ain't going to put down the window. Nah, you can just get in there and jar it down.
Hey, I saved a lady the other day. I
Tell the story.
Me and Lily went up to Hearn, Texas to bring somebody into our care, and we got a call on the way up there that they weren't quite ready for us. So we decided that we would pay a surprise visit to James's travel trailers in a trailer park up there while he's going to firefighting school. And we drive into the park and everything's cool, and we go in his trailer and whatever, and we're like, hey, we're going to run to Dollar General, which is right around it's Brian, there's a Dollar General every corner.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, we're going to run down there and get some so-and-sos and come right back. Well, on the way back, we drive in the park, and there's this Toyota pickup truck. And there's like, it's got a bunch of trash in the back. And I'm like, well, that's weird. And there's a lady inside of it. And she's like doing like this. And I'm like, what in the world?
Sketch.
Yeah, sketch, very sketch. And I like drove past her, and I saw her like like through the driver's side review mirror of her truck, and like I could see that like she was still doing her hands like very distressed. I'm like, I told Lily, I said, I'm gonna stop. Something's telling me to stop, but my brain is telling me that this is probably not a good situation. But I get out and I walk over to her truck, and I'm being very cautious as I approach because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, man.
I've been told this is a safe trailer park, been assured that by several people before we let James, move up there for school or whatever. But as I get closer, I realize the key to her truck is in the door handle outside.
Oh.
This poor thing, this Toyota pickup truck, the interior door handles apparently were broke. And this woman unlocked the door, got in the truck, and the door shut. And now she is trapped inside the truck.
Sitting on the outside.
It's got electric everything, and the door handles on the inside are broke. So she is trapped in this truck, and I mean, this thing looks like somebody took a water hose and soaked her down. I mean, she's got sweat just everywhere.
Oh my gosh!
And I didn't ask her how long she was there because I took the key and opened the door, because it was right there hanging in the door, and made sure that she was, physically okay. I don't know how mentally okay she was, but she was physically okay, and handed her the key. And I mean, she was on her cell phone with somebody. I don't know who it was, but
wow, that could have been bad.
Yeah, with the amount of sweat rolling off of her, I mean, I feel like just a little bit longer, she'd probably passed out or something.
Was it? And those cars get hot quick too.
Yeah,
Did you feel the heat? Like when you open it, you can feel a little heat pouring out of it.
Yes, I did.
I wonder. You've got me to wonder this, and I used to know part of it off the top of my head about how long do you have? How long? I'm going to ask this. How long do you have? This is important information. This is why you watch the show, friend. How long do you have to be trapped inside a car in the summer before something bad happens? See, you like that? That's how you can search now. So I'm just doing a search, and I've asked it. I get references now, so it's not just making up stuff. All right, I've trained. I know your favorite thing, the AI. I've trained it to give me references now when it pulls information. And so here, see the little things, these little dots right there. These are the citations of factual information. I've trained it because I don't want it making up stuff on me. So here's what it says, and this is from Memorial Hermann Hospital, by the way. Cars heat up fast. Inside a parked car, the temperature can rise 20 degrees in just 10 minutes. So, man, if you're at 100 degrees out, you're 120 easily in 10 minutes. Even with outside temps that seem mild, conditions can reach lethal levels. We all know the tragedy with children. They cannot regulate body temperature as well as adults. Heat stroke and organ damage can progress very quickly within a matter of 10 to 15 minutes. Heat stroke is generally defined around a core body of 104. Have you ever had a fever over 104?
Oh, I don't know.
I had 106 when I was young.
Wow.
Yeah, it was scary, man.
Man, that's like melting.
Oh, yeah. Death or serious damage can occur if the core temperature reaches 107. And so you think about that. If you're in a vehicle, and even though you think, well, it's only 90 degrees or whatever, it's going to heat up much quicker than that. I mean, you got 10, 15 minutes in that thing, and that may be it. That's pretty scary to think about. And this says here on a hot day, say if it's 85 degrees inside the car in 10 to 20 minutes, it could easily get up over 110 degrees. Look at this, after 30 minutes, you could be facing 140 degrees inside that.
Wow. That's amazing.
Says you don't have to be
I mean, I was thinking about buying a sauna this morning, even though we don't have money for that. But, yeah, I could just sit in my truck, I guess, with windows up.
Well, you go to that sauna place where that guy's no cruddy, don't sweaty.
Oh, they got one of those? I'll go see him today.
Yeah. Well, hey, let us know any of your thoughts this morning. Billy's been sharing some insight with us, and appreciate you telling us about that, man, because, when you have that prompting, You don't ignore that prompting. I think
Yeah,
that's
it was weird because like my heart was telling me, "Hey, you need to stop," but then my brain was like, "You sure about this?" So
that same
heart won.
Yeah, that I believe that prompting's the Holy Spirit, and man, that happened to me, and it's weird because you know you need to do something.
Well,
right?
and this is a working person trailer park, RV park, and like most of the guys that are there are like pipelines or whatever, and this was kind of I don't know, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, so it seemed kind of off
well,
already.
and hell, she could have been there another 3 hours before anybody came home from work.
And she would have been there permanently. That's the bad news.
Yeah.
Golly. Well, we're going to take a break here in just a few moments. We have a special recognition to come up. We had some information. Also, I want to give a shout out this morning. Jennifer Augustinetti had told me that she's not feeling well, and we're praying for you, Jennifer, that you get better soon. I know you're battling a couple things right now, and she had messaged, and so we just wanted to let you know we're praying for you. And, I've been missing some birthdays lately. I've been missing quite a bit of birthdays. Didn't you recently? You had a birthday not too long ago, didn't you?
End of August.
Yeah, you had a birthday, and, I feel bad. I'm getting on Facebook, and I start seeing, like, oh, it was so-and-so's birthday, and our pastor's wife's birthday was yesterday. So I went on. Here's the trouble that you can get into, all right, on a public page recognizing a birthday. You know where I'm going with this?
Mm-mm.
Well, you could recognize someone, then you're going to forget to recognize somebody else. And then you're going to find out there's somebody else. Before long, you're like, well, man, I forgot about all these birthdays, and I forgot to recognize all these people. Jason Thompson had a birthday yesterday.
Tuesday, wasn't it?
Was it Tuesday?
Yeah.
Boy, it didn't get away from me that
the
quick.
8th? Was it birthday's the 8th?
I guess it got away from me quick, man.
Because comes with age, man. Just buckle up.
Because I think I sent him happy birthday yesterday. Well, no, I sent him happy birthday. I sent him a happy birthday on Tuesday. You're right.
There you go. See, you're
right. No,
on
Wednesday.
top.
Wednesday.
Oh.
Maybe I was a day off. But what I'm getting at is our pastor's wife, Miss Linda Bay, she is teaching over at Richards, and that she is such a sweet woman. And she is 80 years old. She is still teaching and working. And she had her birthday yesterday. And then I posted on our church, hey, please join us in wishing Miss Linda a happy birthday. 2 seconds after I finished that, and this is 9 o'clock at night. 2 seconds after I finished that, one of the kindest guys at our church, it's head of our deacons, it was his birthday. I didn't even know it. And I said, I can't post Linda without posting Barry. I said, we got to get, and Barry's humble. I mean, both of them are humble. They wouldn't get upset. But I said, I can't do that. Barry's such a good man. I don't want to leave him out. So then I put my phone down because I was like, I don't want to find. There may be another.
Yeah, there
5 or
might be
6.
another one sneaking through the cracks. Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah. Matter of fact, as soon as we go to break, I'm gonna go through mine, make sure.
Yeah, that you're not missing anybody.
Sorry.
We need to get back to doing that on the show too. I used to go through. So.
Well, last call for birthdays and anniversaries. They should have to type that in to us, and we'll read them live on the air.
Yeah, we should. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a break.
Take a play out of K-Sam's book.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's your birthday from the birthday leader, K-Sam. Yeah. We'll step aside.
They're going to sue the crap out of you.
We'll step aside.
Maybe they could finally get their light fixed.
I'm going to AI that voice. So we're going to step aside. We love them. We're going to step aside, take a break. Stay with us. More to come as we continue promoting and celebrating the good here in our community. We do have a special recognition that we want to give out, and I've got some exciting updates, too, to go over. We are here with Billy Cauthen, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. It's our family serving yours since 2002. We'll be back in a moment. This is Good Morning, Huntsville.
Hi, I'm Billy Cauthen, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Hey friends, this is Rob Hipp, and I'm here to talk about a true expert in the real estate world. Let me introduce you to my good friend, Terry Coleman of the Coleman Realty Group.
With 33 years in the business, I've dedicated my life to making your real estate dreams come true. Specializing in residential properties, I serve Walker and Montgomery counties, from Spring to Trinity and areas all around.
They call her your next door agent, and here's why.
I'm not just here to help you find a home or lease a property. I'm here to build lifelong relationships. Whether it's residential or commercial, farm or ranch listings, there's something for everyone.
Now you might wonder, what sets Terry apart from other real estate agents? Well, it's simple. She goes above and beyond for her clients, like the time she surprised a family from California with a fully decorated Christmas tree and gifts when they returned from closing. You shouldn't have to compromise on the joys of home during life-changing moments. So, if you're ready to make your real estate dreams come true, here's what you need to do.
Visit my website at myrealtorterry.com and let's make those dreams a reality.
That's Terry Coleman, your expert in all things real estate.
I'm Terry Coleman, your next door agent, and I can't wait to help you open the door to your new life.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust. Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
This is Billy Cauthen of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, and you're listening to Spirit Radio, the spirit of Huntsville.
Spirit Radio.
Hey, come on back now, good buddy. Get on back now, good buddy. Breaker 19, what's your handle there? Bush Snake.
Bush Snake.
That was my handle back in the day. Welcome back in. Boy, it sounds a little...
Were you snaking Bush beers? Or?
Yeah. You know what's funny is my dad, that was his go-to, was Bush. Bush. Back in the day.
You can't just say Bush. You got to say Bush.
One thing that we, man, I'm just going to say that. If you want to go out and have Colin, go for it, But I just... there was something, there's some negative context to a lot of that because in the negative context comes to when it's done in excess. Just like anything, though. If you do anything above and beyond, it's too much, and that's not good. Well, my dad and his buddies would get around, and there'd probably be a little too much. But as a child, see, I had a different take on it because I knew, and my dad told me, he's like, son, don't do like I do. And I love my dad. I love my dad for that. That my dad knew that he had struggles, and he knew it enough to tell us to not do it. And I know you're supposed to lead by example, but in my dad's case, there were things that he was battling from what he dealt with in Vietnam that I'll never understand. And so, but my dad loved the Lord, and he taught us to have a relationship with Christ, but he liked the old bush.
Remember the commercials for them where they would pull the sixer out of the stream of water?
Yes.
Head for the mountains of Bush.
Yeah. Well, I didn't mind. There was a thing. It was financial gain for me, Billy. You know why? Because he and his buddies would come over, and we had the can crusher in his workshop. And man, we would I said, Dad, can you bring over about 10 more people this evening? We'd go down to the and he'd take us. He enjoyed taking us. That was one of our favorite things to do with Dad, was to go and once a month we'd load up them trash bags. And we didn't have the heavy-duty contractor. We had the old cheap bags. They'd always rip open.
Yeah.
But we'd love loading up all them cans, and we would take them down to the metal recycler, the aluminum can recycler. And at the point, this guy was out in the middle of nowhere. Now you wouldn't even recognize that area. It's just blown up. But, man, there were days – I remember we'd wait till Earth Day, too, because he'd pay 40 cents a pound for aluminum back then.
Oh, wow.
40 cents a pound on Earth Day. And, man, we'd walk out of there with $50 or $30, and my dad would say, don't burn a hole in your pocket. What was the first thing we do? We run to Walmart and buy a bunch of Legos.
My parents had a rent house, and they had a City of Bryan police officer, and this was in Huntsville, just the other side of where we live now, same neighborhood. Had a Bryan police officer living there, and we had to kick him out. I mean, homeboy wasn't paying rent, stuff like that, and I mean, back then things were a little different. We moved him out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
After a couple of months, your stuff, you was gone.
There ain't no calling the sheriff. Y'all are getting in there taking care of business.
We was the sheriff. But anywho, we went there and cleaned that place up, and every closet, everywhere, it was just beer cans and pizza boxes. It was crazy that somebody could live like that. But back then, this was 91, 92, something like that.
Wow.
And I got $37 worth of beer cans out of that one house.
Good night.
Yeah.
For one person.
One lived by himself, one person.
I do have a dishonesty to share with everybody as a child. We had a ton of bicycle parts growing up. My brother thought it'd be a good idea to throw a couple handlebars in one of those bags when we went to get a little more weight.
Hey, there's a guy on the internet that does that with scrap cars. He puts concrete in them.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But see, Burdettes,
terrible.
we had Burdettes growing up, and I went to school with Mr. Burdette's son, so we were all friends, and we knew better than to pull anything like that, because Mr. Burdette would have got us.
Yeah, don't do that.
And still to this day, boy, when I go, I'm just as honest and square and just, and they've always taken real good care of us.
We had a metal recycler in Georgetown Recyclers, and I got to know the lady there. Her name was Cherry, and I started doing all their IT work, and great people. And Cherry worked there so long, the owner of that company ended up letting her buy it.
Oh, wow.
And he's a good man, and he helped her. Well, we had a ton of computer parts, and I used to call a company out of Austin, and that company would come in, and they'd bring a huge trailer, and, man, they'd write me a $500 check for all that recycling. And to me, I was like, that's great. That's the $500 we didn't have. It got to a point to where it was less and less and less, and then one time they charged me for it. And I said, I'm not doing that anymore.
No.
So I got a hold of Cherry. I said, is there any way y'all can do some sort of electronics recycling over here and give us a little bit of money for it? And she says, let me see what I can do. And there's something about people that when you tell them something or you ask them something and they follow through with what they say they're going to do that's special. And Cherry got on the phone, started making calls, and started an electronics recycling division of that place. And we would start getting money, taking boards to her and all sorts of stuff. Now, it wasn't a whole ton, but it was still something.
That kind of ties into, because I've had several different little businesses I've started, from a young age up until recently. And now I just do the one thing. And this ties into kind of what I was saying earlier about you got to be careful what people tell you on the phone, because when you get there, it'll be a different story.
Mm-hmm.
There was a point in time that we had some tow trucks, and we had like a little shop or whatever, and we had used oil containers. There was a company that was like, oh, we pay you so much per gallon, it's this, don't worry about it. Every time we come out, we'll weigh whatever, and you'll get a check. So, the first time they came out and they whatever, and didn't get a check. Happened again, didn't get a check. Happened again, I got a bill. Well, we gotta charge you for the container and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, I tell you what, why don't you come pick that son of a gun up? It's just because I can dispose of it for free at the county barn instead of paying you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Be careful. Be careful with those good deals.
Well, I got another one of those, I'm going to do something for you, and I thought it was just a person being nice, just wanting me to move along, because you know me, I'm a yacker. The Lord gave me the gift of gab for some reason. And I just can't ever close the cell, but boy, I can talk.
Yeah.
But that Smiley's, I mentioned it on this show a while back. I'm going to mention it with you. We got a new Billy Cauthen lunch bunch, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Smiley's on Montgomery. Now, they got food on there that's not on your list right now.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you, man. You told me about
Smiley's on Montgomery.
Or Smiley's at Montgomery at Veterans Memorial.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I never thought in a million years that I'd absolutely fall in love with eating at a gas station, the food. Now, Hunt Brothers Pizza, I'll do that all day. There's nothing wrong with a good Hunt Brothers.
Yeah, I love a good Hunt Brothers.
And I like it when it's been sitting there for 8 hours under that light.
Oh, it's nice and crispy.
There's something about it, But
that and a big red, you're in hog
oh,
heaven,
yeah, man. And you know Hunt Brothers is the #1 pizza chain in the U.S. It's over Domino's, Pizza Hut. All they have more locations than any of
because
those.
they're in every gas station.
Every one of them.
The only other person they're competing with is Piccadilly's Pizza.
Never even heard of them.
Well, they got it out there at Bubba's on 190 and 405, and it ain't no good.
Well, and all that I started reading about this. Like, you know, you get on these tangents. It's like my version of doom scrolling is where I just get on these tangents of researching pointless things. Hunt Brothers, all they require is 50 square feet. And wherever they put it, that's all they require. 50 square feet's it. That's it. That's all they need.
There's in Shiro, their gas station, you can go in and get like a full size Hunt's Brother pizza, and it pretty doggone good. We should do that. We should start a Hunt Brothers pizza.
We should.
This is 50 square feet.
Yeah, just put it right here in the studio. You know what's
fun? You just think Sunday after church that people lining up to get them a pie on the way home. Boy, show.
Some of those Hunt Brother pizzas, the actual pizza part is bigger than the gas station itself. You know, you walk in, it's bigger. But no, it's Smiley's. Here's the wraparound on this story. So there's a lady named Sylvia that works there, and I went in, and they have Arizona tea, and I love Arizona tea, but a specific one. I love the RX Energy Tea. It's not your typical energy drink. I've been drinking it for good night, probably close to 20 years now. They used to come in a bottle that had a grip on it for your fingers and your thumb. It was a glass bottle. It was really cool the way they designed these. They quit doing that a long time ago. They switched to the can. Circle K is typically the only one that has this tea now, and Buc-ee's. So, but they always sell every other tea. You know what I'm saying? I go in there.
Southern style sweet tea.
Well, I go in there and look, and here's your green tea, and here's your sweet tea, you know, your Southern style, like you said. Here's
like
your
that Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, here's your Arnold Palmer. Yeah. They got all the nice and then I always look to the left because that's where they put it. There's like a code of how they sort these in every gas
like
station.
A T code?
Yeah.
T code.
T code, okay. Well, on the left side is where that RX Energy tea is supposed to be, but all these other gas stations never have it. So I was joking around with this lady, Sylvia. I didn't know her before. Now I know her. And I said, Sylvia, it sure would be nice if y'all would consider buying this RX Arizona Energy tea. And I didn't think anything of it. And she goes, we'll look into that. And I thought, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Normally when somebody says they'll look into it,
don't mean nothing.
That was the end of it.
Doggone, I walk in there a week later and guess what's in that cooler? Arizona tea. And I went up, and she was there, and I said, you bought these, didn't you? She goes, yes, sir. You told me you're interested, and we bought them. I said, thank you for that. That turned into me learning more from Steph Valley over at Magnolia Kennel. I was over at Pop Pop's Wood Shop. That's where her husband is, too, over there. He's got his laser engraving and wood shop, does great work. And Steph walks in with a to-go box. She opens it up. There's fries in there, and it's got that red and white checkerboard paper for the food, for the burger. And I said, y'all went to Shortstop Burgers. You told me about that. Good burger. She goes, no. We go to Smiley's. Boy, I said, you got to be kidding me. Because I saw the pictures, and it didn't look like, I'm not being hate. I mean, they need to do some new marketing because the pictures of the food on the outside don't look inviting.
Yeah.
But she told me, I went in there, and, brother, I've been back over there 3 times now in the past 2 weeks. That is the best burger that I've had in Huntsville now.
Jack's Truck Stop out on 19, which is part of the Smiley's family or whatever. We used to go there and get burgers and curly fries all the time. I mean, just, woo, yeah. Cooked fresh right there in front of you.
Well, there's 2 ladies back there cooking. It's clean. This is the other thing. It's clean. The whole facility is clean. Even their little dining area, they got nice chairs and tables, clean, spick and span.
They claim that Smiley's guy, which apparently his name is Jack, they claim that he can walk into a gas station that he doesn't own, walk around the store, and within like 20 minutes or something can tell you within $1,200 how much inventory they have in that store.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wow. I bet he could. Well, whatever it is, they're obviously doing a good. He doesn't own the one though at 30 because that one's a whole different ball game. I'm sure he does. You know, 30 at 45. I saw 11th Street at 45 here downtown. The $3.99 gas one.
Oh no! Well, I don't know. I mean, the name's on the front.
Yeah, I know, but that gas never changes. It's been $3.99 since we had the last oil bust.
I've had words with the manager, or not the manager, but the mayor over that. I'll just keep my mouth shut.
Well, hey, I do want to give a special shout-out this morning. We want to say a huge special shout-out to our good friend, Mr. Richard Horn. Richard was selected to receive the 2025 Congressional Veterans Commendation Award Congressman Pete Sessions will present this award to him on November the 8th. We are so proud of this U.S. Marine veteran. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Horn, congratulations, well-deserved. I know that you never do anything for the accolade, but it is well-deserved. I'm going to tell you, when you get around a man like Mr. Horn, they probably told me to say Linda and Richard. I can't because my dad taught me. You know, he said, you better call him Miss. And he's one of these gentlemen that I just feel like I'm cussing if I say Richard, to be honest. You want to be around a man's man? Go hang out with Richard and talk to Mr. Horn. Go out and talk to him for a while.
You want to hear a good story, a good true story?
I'd love a good
Mr. Horn. Yeah, that's where they come from. Every time I see him, he's got something to tell me. And what he tells you, it weighs something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like friend to friend good stuff.
It's not just me gibbering with you here on the show. It's actually got some substance.
It's got meat and potatoes to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a thick broth.
So, Richard, Mr. Horn, we want to tell you congratulations.
We love you. How about that?
Yes, sir. Congratulations. And by the way, Tara Burnett, Tara's always joining us. Tara, I forget to say hello to you. Thank you for joining us. Tara said the ceremony will be open to the public November the 8th at 3 p.m. at the storm shelter. So we're really looking forward to that coming up. You know, Veterans Day is right around the corner, so it's crazy to think. How is November almost here?
Hey, I'm ready for Thanksgiving because I'm ready to grub out.
Man,
Been pulling back on the grub. I'm ready to get after it.
I've been a little nervous. Jason asked me to preach here on November the 30th.
Okay.
So you may have to get a hold of Reverend Powers and ask if you can take a break one Sunday. Come over at 10:45, Billy, on that Sunday. You know, it's weird. I've been working on a sermon because I've got plenty of time to prepare for it. And I had this whole idea. And then as I was driving yesterday, you ever just been driving and a random thought pops in your head you just can't get out of your head?
Every time I put the car in drive.
And you wonder, why am I thinking that? Well, I had this whole idea laid out for what I was going to do. And then all of a sudden this phrase popped into my – I kid you not, just out of nowhere. I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why it popped into my head, but it popped into my head as I was driving. I literally pulled over yesterday, pulled over on the side of the road and wrote this on my phone. And the phrase was this: I am because you are because he is, and he is because he is.
Well, that's good stuff.
Well, that's about as profound as I can get. But I want to build something off of that. I think maybe I'm going to change the direction of what I've already planned out a month ago, and I may plan it around this now.
When I get to driving, I'm paying attention, don't get me wrong. I'm zeroed in on what I'm doing, but I get to thinking about stuff. I was so in the zone yesterday that when I left the funeral home, there's a gas station that I stop at to get fuel. And I myself, hey, you need to stop there and Jacqueline's watching, so I have to be very careful how I word this, because in our family, I have a certain level on the gas gauge to where when you get to that level, your car is not out of gas, but your car is empty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, you don't pass go, don't collect $200 on that crap. You put gas in the car. Mm-hmm. Well, I had actually kind of went past that a little bit. And I got my route planned out. I'm in the correct lane. I'm everything because I'm going to this gas station because I like that gas station, and it's a little bit cheaper, and you got to save $1 where you can save $1, right? Mm-hmm. And I was so in the zone that I went to point C of my destination. I passed that gas station up completely. And I'm not talking like I passed it by 100 yards. I was 10 miles down the road before I ever – oh, shit. Low gauge, yeah. So then I had to get what I had to get from that place and then drive all the way to Riverside. Yeah, so.
Oh.
If my fuel pump goes out in the near future, it's my fault.
Keep a little bit in the tank. Just a little bit, Billy's all you need. So
I never – and my family would tell you never, ever, 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 ever operate one of my vehicles below a quarter of a tank. Oh. It's a sin.
I ran my truck down.
It's the 11th. Don't.
You know when it gets to zero, and I ran it below zero for about 20 miles one day. Not intentionally. I didn't realize it. And when it hit me, I remember it saying you have zero till empty, and then I just forgot about it for some weird reason. And I'm down the road and halfway to Conroe. You know, that's a good 25 miles, whatever. And I said, you know, that thing flashed up on me right before I got to New Waverly, and I forgot about it. And then I forgot about it even more. It's just like the other day, the neighbor asked me, they come in on the weekends. They stay across the street from us, great neighbors, but they have a house down near the coast, I think, and it's kind of reversed. You'd think the house down there would be like their vacation home. No, the house here is their vacation home. And so they come in on the weekends, and Ms. D asked me, she goes, Rob, do you mind, because the trash comes on Monday, so as they were leaving on Saturday or Sunday or whatever last week, do you mind putting our trash can back up against our garage door on Monday? Sure, no problem. Forgot all about it. You know what I thought about it? Yesterday when I saw their truck pull in for the weekend.
Hey, I just set it back out for you so somebody
else.
Gone.
I hope somebody got it because I didn't see no trash can anywhere, man.
Well, I tell you where my gas thing comes from. I had a supervisor when I worked for the state that told me about that's what make fuel pumps go out. You know, is them because the gasoline in the tank actually cools the pump.
So there's no sucking it in whenever it gets so
low.
low.
Whenever it gets low, there's nothing. There's no liquid around that pump, so it's just getting warmer, and that's. But when I was 17 or 18 or something like that, I had a Chevy pickup truck that had dual tanks, one on each side, those saddle tanks.
Did you have the switch that you had to flip? I got
and
you.
I took my cousin home, and it was late at night, man. It was midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning. It was late. And I drop him off, and I leave his house, and I get up on the main road, and the truck starts down. I'm like, oh, crap, I'm out of gas. So I reach down and flip the switch. And I don't know if the switch malfunctioned or what, but the one tank that I was working off of was bone dry, and the other tank was, you couldn't have put another ounce in it. And now here I am on the side of the road at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I can't get my truck to crank because it's technically out of fuel. And I remember someone gave me a ride to Pete Johnson's house, which is kind of where I was at, and knocked on the door, and because I needed a tow truck to get home, and I guess maybe he was out on a run or something, but yeah, that whole deal turned into a whole big ordeal, and ever since then, I don't chance it.
Was he the one that taught you all that too? Kind of said, "Hey, don't ever do that." About the fuel pump.
Ricky Anderson was the one that told me about the fuel pump and the gas level. And when Ricky Anderson would tell me something, I would listen to it.
Is Ricky Anderson still around?
Yeah, he's around.
We need to have a Ricky Anderson segment here on the show.
Oh God. Be nonstop laughs, man.
Well, buddy, you know what? Well, that's when we get together.
When we worked together at the state, when I first hired on, we were like equals, and then he promoted to like my supervisor, and he quite possibly was one of the best because he had that job before me. He knew what it took and the stresses and all that, and he was very supportive. There was a lot of times that when people might not have gave you the best advice because they wanted you to look like a fool. Ricky was the complete opposite. He wanted you to succeed. And by you succeeding also made his job easier. So, yeah, Ricky was that's very good man.
It's all about being humble, man, putting others before yourself.
And just a downright good dude from the get-go, so.
Well, good deal. Well, hey, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Billy and I, we were talking about, we'll wrap it up when we come back. We were talking about, like whenever people give you stuff that you really don't have any need for, but you feel obligated to do something with it anyways. You remember we were kind of touching base on that? So start thinking about that, because I would love for, even if it's just one person, to chime in on this when we come back. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but think about things that people have given you that you have felt obligated to keep because of the person who gave it to you.
Hey, was I supposed to nudge you at 8:25?
Yeah,
I missed it.
That's all right. and it could be anything, but just think about it. Think about something that's been given to you, and you're like, I don't need this.
We're not talking about herpes.
but it's like, but it's like just nonchalantly. But think about something that has been given to you.
You can't talk now.
I can't talk now, Billy. Something that's been given to you that you just said, I don't really want this and I don't really need it, but Grandma gave it to me. One of those type of deals. Think about that. Maybe it was a friend. Think about it. Comment in. Let us know what that was for you. Tell us a story. I'm going to tell you a couple of my stories when we come back. We'll wrap it up. Again, we are here, Billy Cauthen, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. They are here and ready to serve you. Get your pre-planning done online, SHMFH.com. You can find out all the information there. Pre-planning will save you and your family a lot of trouble down the road. Get it done today. Nobody wants to talk about it, but it's all going to happen. and let's make sure that we're prepared. We'll take a break. We'll wrap it up when we come back at your show. This is Good Morning Huntsville. Stay with it.
I'm Billy Cauthen, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Hey friends, this is Rob Hipp, and I'm here to talk about a true expert in the real estate world. Let me introduce you to my good friend, Terry Coleman of the Coleman Realty Group.
With 33 years in the business, I've dedicated my life to making your real estate dreams come true. Specializing in residential properties, I serve Walker and Montgomery counties, from Spring to Trinity and areas all around.
They call her your next door agent, and here's why.
I'm not just here to help you find a home or lease a property. I'm here to build lifelong relationships. Whether it's residential or commercial, farm or ranch listings, there's something for everyone.
Now you might wonder, what sets Terry apart from other real estate agents? Well, it's simple. She goes above and beyond for her clients, like the time she surprised a family from California with a fully decorated Christmas tree and gifts when they returned from closing. You shouldn't have to compromise on the joys of home during life-changing moments. So, if you're ready to make your real estate dreams come true, here's what you need to do.
Visit my website at myrealtorterry.com and let's make those dreams a reality.
That's Terry Coleman, your expert in all things real estate.
I'm Terry Coleman, your next door agent, and I can't wait to help you open the door to your new life.
Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope. Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust.
Looking for the perfect office space? Drive success with premier office spaces in Huntsville at Huntsville Executive Office Suites. Raven Property Management has moved in and we're on site ready to give you a tour at 2503 Lake Road. Whether you're a startup, small business, or an established company, our Class A offices provide the professional environment you need to thrive. Flexible leases, modern amenities, and a prime location. This is where business gets done. Execute your success today. Visit HuntsvilleWorkspace.com to schedule your tour.
Our military and first responders have given everything to protect us, on the battlefield, in our communities, and in time of crisis. But who is there for them when the battle follows them home? Every day, our military and first responders face the invisible wounds of their service. PTS, depression, and the brokenness from their selfless sacrifice to our nation. At Mighty Oaks, we stand in the gap through faith-based peer-to-peer programs and bring them together. Through our life-changing program, mentorship, and community, we help them find strength.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
They stood for us. Now it's our turn to stand for them. For more information, visit mightyoaksprograms.org today. Because our warriors should never fight alone.
That is a great organization. I wanted to show that there. We're working on some stuff here at First, and they sent me that commercial, the Mighty Oaks Foundation, but I wanted to give them do incredible work for our veterans. And I know Tara knows the folks there very well. We had Jeremy Stallnecker here at the church about 6 months ago or so, and we stay in constant communication with them and Mighty Oaks. And PTSD is a very real thing, and not just affecting veterans and those that serve, but also affecting their spouses as well. And that is the great work that the Mighty Oaks Foundation is doing. They've got a big gala coming up here on November the 1st. Kaylee McInerney will be there from Fox News, used to be the press secretary for President Trump. And they're going to have an incredible program in the Woodlands, again, on November the 1st. They may still have some tickets available for that. You can go to Mighty Oaks Foundation. Just search for them on Google. I think it's mightyoaksfoundation.org for more information on the great work that they are doing. Well, Billy, real quick, I wanted to go over something. We were talking at the beginning of the show, and we're going to end it on this because, buddy, I know you got some of this stuff laying around your house.
Okay.
We were talking about useless or underused keepsakes that people hang on to, or just junk that is given to them. There's things that have been given to me in my life that I didn't want to hurt people's feelings, and so I've accepted them even though I had no use for them. And when you move 5 times, you find all of these things, and then you feel really guilty about throwing stuff away. One of them is mugs. I've had so many people give me mugs, and I've never wanted to throw them away because I'm like, oh, well, Uncle so-and-so gave me that, or my mom gave me that. Now, here's one thing about my mom likes to make stuff, and I'm going to keep everything my mother makes because that's something from my mom's heart. But there's other things when you bring me a coffee mug or something like this. I got this mug. I'm never going to use this. It's a cool little cup, but it's been sitting right here for 6 months.
Yeah, I would never use a promotional mug that somebody gave me.
Yeah. So I wanted to go over this real quick. I want to hear from you guys out there. What are some things that maybe you have that you're like, why do I have this junk? I don't need it. Here, this will help get you going, Billy. Number 1, hand-knit sweaters, scarves, or mittens. I do have a couple of hand-knitted things, but I do wear them. My mother made me. She liked to knit toboggans, and I have them. I loved them.
I don't have any.
Mugs or novelty cups. Do you have just so many of them that you?
Yes, and I love them, and Jacqueline absolutely hates them.
So you're on the opposite.
And I can hear the phrase now, why do we need another coffee cup?
But you're on the opposite mug, So you're on the opposite end. You don't want to get rid of them. You're like, oh, that's cool. I'll use it. But you use it. All right, figurines, knickknacks. What is this? Cooties? What is that?
Oh, I had that one time in 3rd grade. They got a shot for that.
But think of like little decorative pieces, ceramic animals, random trinkets.
Let's use the word knickknacks. I think that's probably the Texas thing we can
say. Knickknacks is the easiest. But since I've had children, can we please get rid of the McDonald toys? We have so many of those things that, and as I'm going through them, it's like I don't want to throw them away because I'm like, oh, well, they'll like this little thing, but they don't care anything about it.
McDonald's used to have good toys. Now it's
junk.
Just crap.
They did come out with mini McDonald's items, though, that was really cool. That was a pretty fun one. Like little mini McDonald hamburgers, mini fries. Those were cool.
They know what they're doing. They want you to they want your kids to want the toy more than the meal.
This is one that I'm really guilty of, and I hold on to them just maybe for nostalgia. Greeting cards. I probably have every greeting card everybody's ever sent me in a box. I just do not throw them away.
Yes, I am guilty of that. Yes.
And I got to a point to where when I had my computer business, people would send us greeting cards every year. And I had this idea for our Christmas tree. I'd always put a tree out, and at our old shop, we had a electrical outlet right in the center of the floor. When you walked in, there was a lot of room in there. And so I'd put that Christmas tree every Christmas in the center of our floor, and I'd plug it in. And instead of ornaments, I'd put all the cards that everyone had sent us over the years on the Christmas tree. But, yeah, I'm guilty of that. Jewelry, I've got a ton of watches that I just don't want to get rid of, but I'll never wear them. And people will give me like a cheap $10 watch because they think it's cool, and I'll look at it and be like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I'll never wear it.
A cheap $10 watch, best watch you're going to get.
Well, some of them just are not. Though.
Well, and maybe because I'm different. I notice you have a smart watch there.
And you have a smart
Okay,
one.
well, listen.
That's the one you were going to give back. You were going to send it back, and you still have it.
I still have it because it's the only one I really got right now. But you know what this thing does for me? It tells me the time. Mm-hmm. I don't use it to get text messages or phone calls this thing could even check my blood pressure, and I don't use it for that. I don't. Mm-hmm. I hit a button on the side, and it'll tell me the doggone time, and that's what I use it for.
That's what it's designed for.
A $10 watch is. Boy, that's right up my alley because that's all I wanted to do is tell me the time.
Well, there's nothing wrong with the $10, but it's those hideous ones that are like just have all
like gold plated.
Yes,
or whatever.
That's what I'm talking about. I've got dumb watches that I'll never wear.
I mean, hey, if anyone's got a Rolex or something laying around, they want to hook me up, then just. Oh, my mother drug in a Rolex watch the other day. She was so proud of herself.
A Frolex or?
Oh, it was a Frolex.
All that I use mine for really is the time and the steps. I like to know how many steps I'm taking.
I can tell you how many steps I'm taking off my knee counter.
How much it hurts by the end of the day. So that's another one. Here's another one, old clothes or even new clothes. Sometimes people will buy me new clothes that I'll never have any intention on wearing.
I donated clothes just the other day that had tags still on them.
Here's one that I'm real guilty of, souvenir items. Keychains, magnets, shot glasses. I don't need any of that stuff. And then I don't want to throw it away. I'll be like, oh, there's that cool little name tag chain. What do I have a need for that for?
If it reminds you of where you were at when you got it, I think it's cool. But like if you buy the keychain that's got your name flashing in it at a gas station, that's not as cool as if you went on some big super awesome trip and you got the keychain from the souvenir shop that you paid 4 times too much for.
Yeah, no joke. Another one, 2 more here or 3 more here. Calendars, wall hang. Man, I got Bridget. Bridget knows this. I got upset at Bridget because my sister-in-law every year puts together a family calendar, and they're beautiful. And she puts together each month. It's one of those. You go online, Walgreens or something, and you pick photos, and they make a calendar for you. Well, I saw it in the trash. I mean, this thing was like 3 years old, and I dug it out of the trash. So we ain't throwing that away. because it was all the family. But we have those pictures already, But I dug it out of the trash.
God, you just gave me a flashback, man. God Almighty.
What happened?
Well, when I was a much, much younger man, 13, 14 years old, you used to have the calendars that had like the girls in bikinis or whatever. And this calendar was a couple years old, but like I didn't have any cool posters or anything for my room, so I like cut them out and taped all the up around, like a border.
It's funny you said this is when I was much younger. No, it's like it's in y'all's bedroom still.
Hey, I wish.
Jacqueline, you're like, this is part of the deal. I've got to have this taped up in here. Oh,
it's me or the calendar.
That's funny. Mismatched kitchen gadgets. We all have all that kind of stuff. Utensils.
Yeah, anyone that's got like all matching red KitchenAid stuff, nobody likes y'all.
You got some tones coming in. I mean, we're going to wrap this bad boy up. And then can I say this? At Christmas, please quit feeling obligated to having to buy stuff just to buy stuff. Kohl's has done a great job of creating this Christmas section of useless junk that nobody needs. But when you walk by it, you feel like you need it to buy it for somebody. Christmas is that time of the year to where it's like, oh, look at that air fryer. Look at that oven. Look at that. And you don't need any of that stuff. But you feel obligated that you have to buy it for somebody. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Well, never mind. All right. Finally, Billy, baby, childhood toys and blankets. Nobody. Do you guys still have any baby stuff or any like kids' clothes stashed away somewhere?
Yes.
Yeah, we have them in our attic. With the thought, if we have another child, I don't want to have to worry about that.
I wouldn't necessarily say we have like clothes. There might have been like a special article of clothing or something that, like there was one deal that we were looking for when James was a baby. He had like a little pair of overalls that had a fire engine on it. And Lily the other day was like, "God, it'd be so cool if we could find that and make him, now that he's in the fire academy, make him an adult-sized version of that outfit." And like I told her, you'd be wasting your money because he ain't gonna wear it.
Yeah, no joke.
That dude is straight as an arrow, boy. He ain't no funny business. He ain't doing nothing that'll make you laugh.
straight as an arrow, man.
Yeah, it's Mr. Serious.
Well, that'll wrap it up. Fun day today, Billy. Thank you. A little flashback on a few things. We hope y'all enjoyed it as well, so thank y'all for being a part of it. I showed Billy something really neat. We're working on an app in the background, and this app is going to be really cool. You can get a jump start on what the app's going to do right now. Just go to our website. Make sure you register an account, hellohuntsvilletx.com. We're working on this really neat thing because we're going to start bringing prizes back starting next week as well here on the show. But we also
date with a funeral director or something.
We could. That's what's cool. We can create anything. But here's the neat thing: we'll be able to put prizes on the website as well. And the more articles that you read, the more events that you browse, the more businesses you go to on our business directory listing. Those all will gather what's called experience, and then that experience will be redeemed for entries into monthly prizes. And you don't have to do anything except go to our website, create an account, log in, or download the app, and we have it ready. And what's going to be neat is you'll be able to redeem that. I was talking to Billy, too, and one way we want to drive people to local businesses is have something called good coins. And these good coins will be redeemable. And so maybe you don't go to the funeral home a whole lot, but maybe if you go by and talk to Billy about pre-planning, guess what? He's going to give you a good coin, and that may give you 500 XP, which could give you 10 entries into winning that month's prize. So it's a really good idea that we've been working on behind the scenes. Billy gave me some more feedback that even made, I was like, man, that's even better than what I was thinking.
I have a marketing degree.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah. Appreciate it. So we're going to work on all that and really excited about launching that. We want to continue to build up the platform, and it's all about promoting good. That's the whole reason for this show and for this platform is to promote the good in our community and to help people, to lift people up, and also to promote local small business. So that's what we're going to do, Billy. Any closing remarks, man? I know it's been fun. I almost went like that, and I caught myself. I went like that.
You can hit. It doesn't hurt. It's just when I try to move it.
That's when it hurts, the shoulder.
Yeah. According to my dude, there's a muscle that does the outward. See, that was it. When you does the outward that is torn and it's hanging on by a thread, and then okay, backstory. I got one doctor that is telling me it's hanging on by a thread. I got the other one that's saying, hey, it's not so severe. That's why we're waiting till the 13th to see you.
Well, which one has one has a nicer car in a parking lot? That'll tell you.
I don't know, because I ain't got to meet the specialist. I had to, go through the gatekeepers. So how am I supposed to take this? Do you err on the side of the specialist who's like, that's not that bad, or do you listen to the guy that's like, lay in bed and don't move? Well, hey, by the way, this is Billy James Cauthen here. There is no stay at home and not do something.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If you want to punish me, make me go home. Like most people that are at work want to go home. If you want to punish me, send me home. If there's nobody at that house, I ain't got no business there.
Oh, yeah. Well, that'll wrap it up. Thank you, Billy. Appreciate you, man. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral. Go online, SHMFH.com for more information and get your pre-planning done. Take care. Let's take care of the people who are taking care of us. Go by and see Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. And maybe get a good coin here in the next month.
Yeah.
Billy will have them there. You can go in. You can watch TV Land and hang out. And
what time is it? I think Bonanza's on right now. MASH just went off, and that's what I'm the most upset about.
That's all right. We got to wrap this up.
Never watched that show until now, and I just absolutely love it.
The MASH?
Yeah.
Mayor joining us. Oh, yeah. Appreciate you, Mayor Humphrey, and we appreciate all of you for being a part of the program here today. We'll be back at it. Remember to keep up with our website. Our newsletter will go out a little bit later this morning, and we will keep you updated and informed here on Hello Huntsville. No food today. I know you probably got a lot going on, right?
I do.
I'm going to be out.
I'm over here yip-yapping when I should be over there working.
We're working. We'll see you back Mondays. I end every program reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. I promise somebody out there needs you. Until next time, good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. Get in church this Sunday. Christ the King Methodist are right here at First. Just make sure you're somewhere on Sunday. Good morning. God bless. We'll see you next time. Billy, thank you, man. It's been fun this morning.
See y'all.